Many players and coaches think that mechanics are the main reason for why guys can't throw strikes. While they do matter to a degree, I don't think that they are the main reason. So today, I want to walk you through 3 possibilities for why you aren't throwing strikes. Let's dive in. Number 1, easy bullpens. Most of the time, bullpens should not be easy. They should be challenging you and making them more game-like. So what does an easy bullpen look like? Examples would be having a low heart rate, a high success rate, so you're making it too easy to where just the success is through the roof that it's really difficult for you to actually fail on a bullpen. Nothing is tracked, so you're not measuring progress. There's no game-like situations. There's no batter standing in, and as you know, it is a completely different feel for guys when there's a batter in the box versus no one in the box. Generous strike zone, so maybe you are actually trying to do simulated batters, but the strike zone's so big, it just makes it really easy for you to get strikes in the bullpen setting. Another example would be nothing is put on the line. So there's no competitiveness, there's no consequence, good or bad, for what the pitch is. Now, it doesn't need to be crazy to where you're running if you throw a ball or anything like that, but just friendly competition, anything that is going to increase the focus and make it more game-like is going to be beneficial. And then another one, which is very common, is always throwing out of the windup. I've even seen this at the higher levels where a guy will throw a pregame bullpen completely out of the windup, then he gets in the game and the first batter gets on base, and now he is throwing out of the stretch for the very first time. Oftentimes, it takes a little bit of an adjustment period for guys to get in the zone because they haven't actually practiced it. So if you're not ever practicing the bullpen and then you expect to be able to execute pitches in the game when you have to, it's going to be really challenging. So try to create feelings and situations you are going to face in the game to make it as realistic as possible. Ideally, you're even making it more challenging. Now, we don't want the success rate to be so low that we're losing confidence, but we do want to make sure that we are pushing the envelope and we are making it a little bit more challenging than even a game setting. This is where tools like differential balls or smaller targets can be a great addition to your programming. Number 2 is lazy catch play. If you really think about it, you make more throws in catch play than you do anywhere else, more than the game, more than the bullpens. So if we're going to spend all this time in catch play, we want to make the most of it. We want to make sure we're focused and have intention with whatever we have for that day. If we're goofing off and we're not paying attention or we're not actually trying to put in the effort in our catch play, it's going to carry over in other areas and we're just missing out on valuable reps. Mature pitchers understand this, and they know that for those 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is of catch play, they are focused one pitch or one throw at a time to try to make the most out of their catch play sessions. And number 3, no mental preparation. There's no denying that the mental side plays a huge role in your ability to throw strikes. But how much time do you actually spend visualizing? How much time do you focus on your pre-pitch routine and trying to be consistent with it? Do you have a plan of attack when you enter a game? Mental preparation helps build confidence. Confidence can be the difference between an aggressive pitch and a timid pitch. This is something that gets overlooked far too often, and it could be the differentiator for you if you are able to be more consistent with your process and be mentally clear on what you need to do. In summary, the 3 main reasons guys don't throw strikes is they are throwing easy bullpens, they have lazy catch play, and they're not mentally prepared each and every day when they're throwing. So if you can flip the script on those, if you can challenge yourself in pens, if you can be focused in catch play, and you can have a consistent mental preparation, you're going to be increasing your chances of throwing strikes and just being more consistent day in and day out. So coming back full circle to what I talked about at the beginning about how mechanics aren't the main reason you aren't throwing strikes, something to think about is we know that the delivery can't be repeated perfectly. But the smaller that bandwidth is, the better. So whatever your delivery is, the smaller that variance is to where you're not all over the place with your arm action, with your lead leg, all these different things, the more consistent you're going to be. Because something to think about is there are multiple pitchers that throw strikes with very different deliveries. Some guys have fast tempos, some slow, some sidearm, some over the top, but they are still able to throw strikes. So it comes down to that consistency within that delivery to be as tight of a bandwidth as can be. And that's why things like differential balls or doing different things in your delivery during bullpens to challenge that system is so important. Because if I can make that variability larger and to challenge you a little bit more, it's actually going to make it easier to do your regular delivery because you are going to be bulletproofing your delivery in a sense to where you are able to adapt and make adjustments from pitch to pitch and day to day, which is what you have to do in this game. There's going to be different things, whether it's the weather, different mound, the way you feel. There's all these different variables. If we can challenge that system and increase the variability in your training, it should allow you to be more consistent on game day when it comes down to doing your same delivery over and over again. Before I let you go, I wanted to let you know about my in-person camp August 9th to 11th in Phoenix, Arizona. This is going to be a very intensive, hands-on 3 days for high school and college pitchers. We are going to be evaluating your delivery with a Kinetrax motion capture system, as well as a force plate mound, to really dive into the specifics of how you are moving on the mound and what things we need to do to improve your delivery. We will also be doing a pitch design session where we are maximizing your current pitch arsenal, as well as giving you the tools when you go home to improve your pitch shapes. Throughout the weekend, there will be multiple presentations going on what some of those biomechanical markers mean and how they apply to you specifically, and how we're going to go about improving it, as well as talking about pitch movement, different profiles, and applying it to you specifically on how you can improve. So this is going to be an all-encompassing masterclass of a 3-day camp for high school and college pitchers, where we are just going to dive into all of the things involving your delivery, pitch design sessions, understanding, who you are as a pitcher and what you need to do to maximize your performance. So if you're interested in that, check out the link below for more information.